What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Grind Over Guilt podcast. I'm your host, Lavelle McCullers, aka the voice of the recruiting process. I got a special guest today. One of my teammates, one of my running backs that I play with, CEO of Melanoid Exchange, from Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So my special guest today, man, is Javante Ham. How you doing, man?
Y'all doing, man? Blessed to be here. Blessed to be here. How y'all doing?
Always blessed, man. Always blessed. So, like I said, he's a special guest, man. Somebody that's real huge for our kind of people, our minority people. Somebody that I played with for 2 years at Prairie View A&M University. Somebody who was very skilled, one of the hardest workers I know personally. So yeah, man, let's get into it. So introduce yourself, man. Where you from? Tell them where you from and all that.
Man, he told y'all a little bit of where I'm from, man. My name is Javante Ham. First and foremost, man, I'm a child of God. Big believer. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I am the CEO of Melanoid Exchange. I am the author, man, of a best-selling novel right here called The Hood Scholar.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I'm a grinder. You hear me? That's just a little bit about me, man. There's a lot of other things that I do, man, but really just a serial entrepreneur. That's it, man. Just out here, just getting it, man. I'm a former football player, like he said. Played at Prairie View A&M running back, 4 years, man. And that's the gist of it.
Got you. And tell the people where you from, bro. Where you from? You from a famous part in the nation right now. I mean, it's been famous
I'm
for years.
I'm from the crib. We call the crib down south, man, in the Tri-County area down in South Florida, where you got Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Palm Beach. And so I'm from Fort Lauderdale, out of a small little project out of Fort Lauderdale called Driftwood. But man, that's where I'm from, man. That's where my roots are. That's the reason behind a lot of the grind and the hustle and the tenacity that I got, man, come from exactly where I come from. We call it the crib, man, but yeah, that's where I'm
Hmm.
from. Also, the best place where the best athletes come out of, arguably, I'm gonna say that, but
Arguably,
arguably,
some of our teammates back in Texas wouldn't agree with that.
they wouldn't agree with that, man. But yeah, we know what's going on, man. We know what's going on, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's where I'm from, man. I call it the crib, but that's me. That's me.
Got you. And so everybody know Fort Lauderdale, man, the Tri County area, down there. Like you said, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and beach, things like that. It's known for violence. It's also known for rising talent and some of the best talent in the world. So just talk a little bit about growing up in Fort Lauderdale and playing football as you was coming up.
Man, uh, growing up, it's a rough place to be from, man. And it's hard to not be a product of your environment. And so, like what you just said, man, it's some of the best talent in the world. And so, I would say that the the most thing that I experienced growing up, especially
Hmm.
from the football aspect, man, it was competitive, and so a lot of the people who I grew up playing with, a lot of the people are in the NFL right now, but a lot of
Hmm.
people are dead or in jail right now. And then arguably, I can say some of the best football players from when I was in Little League, when I was in middle school, when I was in high school, are dead, are in prison right now, man. But
Hmm.
just man, growing up, man, it was hard for us not to be a product of our environment, So
Hmm.
we come for a place where the cost of living is so high, but where we living at, nobody really making any money and things like that in that nature. So first and foremost, we're gonna go with our gut and go to doing things the wrong way, man. So I think that it's a very unique way of living, man. But I think it's something that people just have to understand why people act that way. A lot of people
Hmm.
see people from South Florida and they see just how we act and they think that we act a certain way from the outside. But it's something that a lot of people only from, like I said, the crib could understand, man. It's a very unique place to be around because it's like I can blame that place for the reason why I've had the successes in my life up until this
Hmm.
point with having the Melanoid Exchange app and being able to write my book. And then I also can blame it for a lot of the bad things, man. So it's a it's a very, like I said, man, it's a very unique environment, and you just gotta be so careful, man, that you don't get caught up in it.
Exactly.
You can use it to go either way, man. You can use it to grind and say, this is why I don't want to end up. That's who I don't want to be like. Or you can just fall into the trap of just being somebody else from the hood, man, who just trying to get it the wrong way, man. They call it the fast money capital of the USA for a
Hmm.
reason, man. So it's a place, man, where a lot of bad things are happening, but uh, you know, a lot of some good seeds can come from the concrete as well, man. And
For
so I
sure.
think the reason why a lot of those people are so good at football, and that is because that's all we got. We didn't, up until I was in, I want to say, like middle school, high school. I never even met nobody who went to college. So
Mm.
it was, if anybody did, go to college or anything like that, it's from football. So from a
Yeah,
very young age, I started playing football at 5 years old, man. It was just, I'm gonna go to the league, I'm not gonna be successful, from that age. And so that's why a lot of people, man, had that same mindset, and that's the reason why we grind like that.
for sure, for sure. And I always tell people that because a lot of people are a product of their environment. I didn't come from a real street, real hood place like South Florida. But it was close. I'm from the outskirts of of Baltimore, so right outside of Baltimore. So it's kind of the same. But I came from a place where a lot of people wanted to be that. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people wanted to be in the streets, and people got caught up in being a product of their environment, and they didn't. Some, like you said, some of the best athletes from around my way, man, are either in jail or still in the streets to this day. So what I always tell people, man, is you always got a choice. A lot of people want to blame it on where they come from, but if you look at everywhere or every state that is a violent city, there's people from there that's successful. You get what I'm saying? So you always got two choices. You can either be a product of your environment and go into the streets and go into that life, or you can change your way and make a way for yourself. So definitely want to talk. So yeah, for sure. I appreciate you talking about that. And just for the football side of it, cause you good, you good. Just for the football side of it, I know you played in Florida, South Florida specifically. So that's a huge recruit capital for all sports. So talk to me a little bit about that and how competitive it was, and in high school, what the football was like in Florida.
Man, it was, like how I said, man, it was competitive.
Hmm.
I played with the likeness of some of the best football players, arguably to ever touch the field, man. I don't know, a lot of people probably familiar with Ryan Shazier,
Hmm.
who was probably one of my most notable teammates, who went on to go first round, play for the Pittsburgh Steelers,
Hmm.
Pro Bowl athlete, man. But on my college football team, man, we probably had 5, 10 people to go D1 every single year, man. So it was some type of talent that I can't even explain, man. We had a D1 player at every single position for some of
Hmm.
those same reasons, man. And so it was so competitive, man. And with me, man, I knew that I wasn't I wasn't the biggest, man. I'm 5'6", 5'7" on a good day.
Hmm.
And probably wanna run a 4'6" on my best day, just being honest with you, man. So
Hmm.
I didn't have all the physical, attributes to go on to, be this big D1 player, man. But I worked hard though. I worked hard, man, and that's something else that come with us from being down there, man. I
Yeah.
didn't have all the talent that all of my peers had, and so I had to work harder. Then, you said, probably one of the hardest people that and that's because it was set in stone that I knew that back then, it was people on my team who could wake up on a Sunday morning and run a 4-4, but I knew that that
Hmm.
wasn't me. So I had to go just a little tad bit harder than everybody else, man. And I can remember countless, man, hours that I spent out there, man, just working on my craft. And so if I start naming, I don't really like the name drop, man, but
Hmm.
I'm playing against people like, Lamar Jackson and Dalvin Cooks and all of these people of that nature, so those are the type of people that I grew up playing around, man, but I knew that I wasn't as talented as them. So I had to work as way, a lot more harder than they had to work. You know, so
Mm-hmm.
I would say, man, that truly and honestly, man, me having to work hard, man, instilled the grind in me that's sticking with me today. So if we start talking about all of the people that has come out of Broward County, man, my senior year, I was able to win Broward County Player of the Year. And that is big when you start talking about the type of people who, you know, are coming
Facts.
out of Broward County. You feel me? So
Facts.
I was able to, you know, man, do that, but not by my own strength, man, but you know, by first by the grace of God, but through that hard work that I established, man, as I was growing up, you know, in those early years of high school, to know that, man, I had to outwork everybody, because just to be honest, I wasn't the best athlete. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the tallest. You know, I wasn't the strongest. I wasn't the quickest, man. But, you know, I learned very, very early on that, man, you know, a lot of people say it, and it's cliche that, you know, hard work beat talent when talent don't work
Talent don't
hard.
work hard.
But I'm a testament to it, you know, and
Me too.
I was able to go D1, you know, when a lot of those people who I said, man, didn't even go to college just because of my hard work, man. And in those latter years of me playing at college, I mean, me playing high school ball, it started to, you know, display that, you know, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the people who came in and just relied on that talent just alone, you know, my skill set began to, you know, climb on top of theirs just because of the consistent day in and day out grind that I had.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Facts. And like I said, I seen it when we was at PV, man. You was one of the hardest workers there. And that's what I like to tell a lot of my high school students, man, because look, you came from a highly recruited area and I came from a lowly recruited area, and we both ended up D1. So you can make it out of any circumstance. It doesn't matter if you go to a small high school, a high school that got a whole bunch of exposure. You can make it from anywhere if you just had that work ethic and you dedicated and you really love it. So yeah, man, appreciate that. Now, so one thing I did want to talk about before we get off the subject of high school is tell me a little bit about your recruiting process, how that worked, and what did you do in the recruiting process to get recruited?
Man, that was a very weird time in my life, man. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I had you know, become one of the top players in Broward County, man, but for some reason I just wasn't getting any offers like that. And so, man, it's so crazy that, you know, everybody had a different recruiting stories, man. But you
Mm-hmm.
know, me, man, I'm telling you the type of people that I had on my team, and I'm not even gonna say arguably I was the best person on my team, you know, but height wise, size wise, all of that stuff, you know, my attributes didn't just match up to a lot of the people. You know, I'm short,
Mm-hmm.
not that, you know, not that fast, but you know, when it comes to some of the other things, you know, that's why I excel at, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
so I saw myself, I want to say 3-4 weeks before signing day, man, really with no offers, you know, and so no offers that I really wanted, you know. So I had a couple of like D2 offers, and I was getting a lot of, you know, letters and all of that stuff from big D1 schools. But, you know, when teams would really come, the only people that was interested was, you know, some lower level D1 universities and a lot of D2s.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of D2, I had a lot of D2 offers, and I had a couple of D1 AA offers, man. But you know, I was kind of just in that mindset of that, you know, if it's D1 or die, and that's really what I used to tell myself. But not just looking at it, man. I think that, you know, I'm glad and I'm blessed, man, to have been able to go to Prairie View and things in that nature, man. But me coming
Mm-hmm.
in with that kind of stubborn mindset, man, not knowing, you know, what's really going on, and you know what the end goal should be. You know, I thought that it was league or die. I thought that it was, you know, D1 or
D1 or
die.
die.
You
And I
know, and
talk to my kids about that all the time, bro. I know you follow me and I follow you. You my man. So, you see my post, I'm D1. Everybody got the D1 or bust mentality, man. It's not about that at the end of the day. It's not about going to the biggest school on paper, man. It's about going to the school that fits you. And we're going to get into that in a second too. But yeah, it's about going to a school that fits you and where you're going to be able to play and be seen and graduate and put yourself in a position to be successful after school. That's what school about. So, but yeah, you keep going, bro. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but yeah.
You good, bro. You good, bro, man. But that recruiting process, man, taught me a lot. And although I was very frustrated, man, at that time, I didn't understand what God was teaching me in that moment of my life because I was so young and, ignorant at the time, man. But what he was truly telling me is that I felt like I was entitled to go D1 just because I was the player of the year. And that same year when I won player of the year, I think, so they had Broward and they had Dade. I want to say like I won player over the year over Sony Michelle. So I'm feeling like I should be here, not knowing, the plan that God had for me in my life, man. Up until now, I couldn't even imagine what it is that he had for me. But man, I felt so entitled that, man, if I don't go D1, I'm mad at my coach. I'm mad at, pretty much everybody around me, man, until, he started. So when I began to have that aspect and I went to thinking like that, man, all of my stuff just started getting snatched away. All of my stuff, man. So even the interest that I had in little small because I wasn't giving them the attention that they deserved.
Tell them again, bro. Tell them the high school kids again, bro.
Man, bro. I remember a coach calling me, bro. A coach calling me, man, a D1 AA school. And I'm like, man, I'm not going there. Like, I'm like, man, he begging me, man. I remember, man, what was his name, man? It's a pretty good D1 AA school. I think they call Mercer University, man. I was their top recruit, man. I'm talking about the head coach calling me like, what do we got to do to get you here? This, that, and the third. We got new this, we got new that, man. But I was just stuck on D1 or die. Big D1, FBS or die. And so with that mindset, man, it led to me being, 3-4 weeks before signing day with no offers. Like I'm sitting here waiting on these big schools to call and they giving me the runaround. I thought that I was going to Minnesota and I'm thinking that Minnesota was about to offer me and all of this stuff, man, but none of this stuff happened. So it's a funny, it's just a funny thing of how I ended up getting this offer to PV. So I'm sitting there and at this time I'm starting to panic now because I got to sign on national television on NBC6 and my dad like, he like, man, you just need to go to junior college. And, no offense to, the people who go to junior college. Cause like I said, I was so ignorant at the time. I'm like, I'm not going to no JUCO. I'm not signing to a JUCO on national television. When the people aside me are signing to LSU.
Power 5 schools. Yeah.
You feel me? What do I look like putting on the JUCO hat? So, man, I was sitting there, bro. Then I stopped, bro. When I tell you, bro, I got humbled so quick, bro. I was just praying, bro, because at that time I'm like, dang, I'm not about to have nothing. Like, I didn't even at this point. I didn't even have no JUCOs. I ain't have nobody, bro. So at that point, now I'm in desperation. Like, dang, I'm calling up even D2s and all that, and everybody like, it's kind of too late. It's
too late now.
So, man, funny thing is, man, one of my other teammates who went to PV, man, he ended up being a PV legend, man. Probably the best defensive player to ever come out of Prairie View named Jerome Howard. And one of my best friends called 40. And so, man, one day 40 was inside the office and, they was showing everybody's highlights and all of that stuff, man. And so he was showing everybody's highlights, right? And so his coach just happened to be coming by because his coach was from Fort Lauderdale too. A guy named Prince Pearson at the time when I first got to Prairie View. And so and he was going through everybody's film and all of that, man. And he seen my film. He just so happened to walk by while my film was playing. He like, man, who is that? Who he committed to? All of this stuff like that, man. And he called me, man. And he was like, they called me to the office, man. He was like, man, I want you to be a Prairie View Panther, man. I'm gonna do everything in my, in my might. And now this is, 2 weeks before signing day now, man. So now I'm like, okay, man, I steady keep praying. I keep praying. And I'm like, so, well, okay, God, I thought I was gonna go big D1, but this now I'm like, okay, this is enough for me, you know. And so long story short, he comes and he calls me back the next day when he get back a couple of days later, and he like at this time, man, my grades was so good. I graduated high school, man, with like a 3.7 GPA. So I had good grades. And so a lot of that interest that I was getting at first was even from Ivy League schools and things of that nature. But like I said, I was like, I'm not going to any of those schools.
Yep.
So all of that was cut, dry, and done. So he called me, man, and he was like, you know, man, I really love you, man. I love you, man. I am pushing for you, man. But, you know, we are down to our last scholarship, you know? And so it's you. And at the time, man, I didn't know, man. He say, man, it's you and it's a guy named Arthur Lockett, man. Y'all both play Art. And he say y'all both play running back, man. And I'm pushing for you, man. But it looked like he got a little step on you, man. But I like how you run the ball a little bit more than him. And so, man, I started back praying, man. He like, man, and so he called me back later. He sent me his highlight. And so when I look at Art the highlight, I'm like,
you know, Art was a dog. Yeah. I'm like, just a quick story. Me and Art, we both wore number 5 at Prairie View. But yeah, that's another dog too. Man, I need to get on here.
That actually end up being one of my best friends in college, man. That's the craziest things. But to get back to the story, man, Arthur, he looked at me, man, and so they already had a running back, man, that named Jonte, and they had one named Buddha, man, and they also had one named Fred, and these was all great running backs, you know. So they already had 3 good running backs, and they was looking at me and Arthur and bringing us in to pretty much be the future of PV. And so he was like, man, he called me back the next day, and he was like, man, you know, I hate to tell you this, man, but you know, they chose Arthur. And so now I'm like, oh my God. Like, dang, so now I don't have no offers now. So then he say, man, but look, man, I'm gonna try the best that I can to do whatever it is I can do for you. You know, so now, like I said, man, I had all of these opportunities and offers to go to other D1 schools, D1 AA schools, D2s, but I didn't want to do it. And now I'm sitting here in the face of, you know, right before signing day with no offers because I was being stubborn. And so long story short, man, he called me back, man, with, he said, man, look, man, I got an offer that I can give you, but it's a catch to it, you know, it's a catch to it. And so, man, I ain't gonna lie, I used to put my all in on the field, but in the classroom, you know, I had a 3.7, but I used to give minimal effort. Like, I really didn't care about school, you know.
That's me too.
I didn't really care about school, bro. None of us did, to be honest.
Be honest.
And so I just was doing school just because, you know, it helped me.
We had to, yeah.
So, man, he ended up saying, we can give you a half scholarship, but it's a catch to it. You're going to have to get the other half of your scholarship by, you know, academics. And I was like, what you mean? He like, man, you know, you got to be an engineering major. And that's the catch to it. You have to come in and be an engineering major. And so, man, I just thought that, you know, I would be an engineer. I mean, I was going to just be like, I think I wanted to be a criminal justice major. And I don't really know. I think I wanted to be a PE. I don't remember what it was, man, but I didn't want to challenge myself too hard, just to be honest with you. I didn't want to challenge myself. I just wanted to play football. But long story short, man, I had to sign because that was the only offer that I had. And so I ended up signing. Couldn't even take a visit because it was so close to signing day. So I just had to, you know, go off of what it is that other people was telling me. He had people calling me like, you know. That and the third, man. But that is the story on how, and I ended up signing on PV. I meant to PV on National Signing Day on on NBC, man. But that is the crazy story on how, not just how I became, Prairie View Panther, man, but it was God working the whole time for me being an engineering major. I didn't know that all of this stuff was going to happen in my life, man, but that's my recruitment story, man. I know it's a little a little drawn out, man, but I wanted them to
Nah,
understand
that's
the whole
perfect.
depths of me not, being grateful for what it is that I had. And then at the end, me having to settle for something. And although God worked it out for my good, I don't know what could have been. I could have went to one of
Mm-hmm.
those other schools or those smaller schools and went to the league. I just don't know. I can't answer that. But I do know, man, that me being stubborn led me to not having any choices at all.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate the story, and it's perfect for what they need to hear because I had a crazy recruitment story too. They got that last episode. But yeah, man, and I tell athletes all the time when I'm talking to them and mentoring them is that, man, any little school, I don't care if it's an NAIA D3 school, man, respect them and take time to hear what they gotta say, because if you don't know, it's 1,000 coaches. You might get 5 coaches that actually are interested in you. Like you said, you brush them to the side, and now signing day coming, you have 0 coaches interested in you. So man, take every school. Don't take no schools lightly. It don't matter what division it is, because it could change your life. But man, let's move on. We both get to college. Like I said, my path was a little different, and they got that last episode. But you go to PV D1 AA school, historically black college. I'll go to D1 Prairie View A&M, historically black college. Talk to me a little bit about that experience before we go to the bad side. Talk to people about the good side, man, because being a HBCU, a lot of people, want to downplay them and want to be like, nah, I don't want to go there. But for me personally, HBCU is where I found myself. I learned a lot more about our culture and our people, and just being around the minorities all the time, man. It was a great experience personally. So school wise and like culture wise, talk to us about that, man.
Man, I honestly believe, like I said, I feel like it was the best decision that I ever made. And I can't say that up until now, because like I said, and now when we start seeing all of the stuff that's happening in the world right now, but at that time it was looked down upon, especially
Facts.
from where I'm from, to go to a HBCU, like, bro, you going to, well, we used to go to, down in Florida, we only had like FAMU
Fam,
and
yeah, and
Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune,
And
yeah.
so if you get an offer from FAMU or Bethune-Cookman in my crowd, because of the type of people that, all of my friends is 4 and 5-star recruits, and they
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, fam
You
just
going
offered
to fam, bro?
everything I'm gonna go there, like, fam just offered me, bro. But man, it was an experience, bro, to say the least, bro. That, like how you said, bro, I found out so much about myself. Um, man, it was most definitely one of the best times in my life, man. I was able to really become a man. I was really
Mm-hmm.
able to become a man. And, when I got out there, I think I was something like 1,200 miles away from home, man. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just, the first day when I got there, man, it's like I had a family. The first day when I got there, man, it was
Facts, bro.
it was an experience that I can't even explain, man. It's just like the culture, the hump days, the homecoming, and the all of this stuff, man. It can't
Can't be
even be
duplicated.
explained. It can't be
Yeah.
duplicated, and it cannot
Facts.
be explained. It is most definitely, I can say, the most fun that I ever had in my life while doing something that I love, that I know I couldn't have got at any other university. Like, I had homies from uh Texas A&M, from Texas Tech. They coming down there like, bro, we want to come
Yeah.
to we want to come to a
Facts.
PV party. We want to,
That's
PV
facts.
was the
Yeah.
place to be. So, man, I can't explain it over this call, how
Mm-hmm.
much of a blessing it was to be around my people and to really see, you know, they always say, that PV produce productive people. And now, not until I get into the business world of me being an entrepreneur and, me being a businessman, I never really knew that. I just knew that that was
Facts.
something that people would say. But man,
Mm-hmm.
that university really made a man out of me. To be honest, man, it's really, it's really the reason behind a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
success, man, and the network that I have today is because of, if I even say, every HBCU got a network, but
Facts.
it's like that PV network is just a little bit different,
It
especially
is though.
in this greater Houston area in which, I'm in. My business is based out of. It's just something that I can't even explain, man. But it most definitely was the best experience of my life. And then sometimes I find myself just reminiscing, like,
Yes,
dang,
missing it, bro, missing it. I'll be missing it sometimes. And I was only there for 2 years, you feel me? And I got to enjoy all y'all, you feel me? When I came in, like you said, it was like an instant family, especially as sports. You know, we both play sports. Everybody probably listening to this plays sports. So everybody know the family. But when you get around people of your ethnicity and things like that, and y'all just all one, it's a good experience. And I tell people all the time. I was talking to my boy I played JUCO with. He was on the last episode. Esop Winston. He went to Washington State. You feel me? A big school. You feel me? And we were just comparing like the crowds and the atmospheres. And I was telling him like, bro, yeah, y'all got all them fans and stuff, but I don't know if it's like a HBCU game, bro. It's nothing like coming on that field and you hearing the band play and you got the dancers in the stand and you got the fans screaming the songs. Like, it's a different feeling. It's a different atmosphere. So I mean, anybody out there that's looking for a school and just thinking twice about an HBCU, bro, I would not think about it twice. There's a reason why, and I don't want to name drop or anything like that, but there's a reason why Deion Sanders just went to Jackson State, bro. It's not, he didn't just go there for no reason, bro. HBCUs are on the come up, and I would definitely look into it. But yeah, transitioning off of the good things about HBCU, bro. We both went to PV. We both got it, had some rough times, things like that. So talk a little bit about your experience at PV and how it made you better. Cause like I said, we both had rough times. You feel me? I didn't get to play my senior year and they know the reason why for that and all that stuff. But now we both doing big things. You a CEO, I'm a CEO, you feel me? So talk to me a little about that, man.
Man, now this why I really want to hit home at, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because I began to have so much fun that I kind of lost myself in the reason in which why I came there. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's a big, it doesn't matter where you go, because you away from home, you don't really have the rules and restrictions, like you go from being 17, having to come home and do this, into being 18 to where you don't, I'm young, I don't know anything, I'm out there 100 miles from home. And a lot of the things, what happened to me, man. My first couple of years, I was good. Like I said, man, I came in, very, even though I came in under that special circumstance, it's like I came in still as a top recruit. And I would
Mm-hmm.
I would arguably say, as one of the top recruits, I was one of the funny thing that happened was that, the running backs that got hurt was there, and it ended up just being me and Arthur,
Mm-hmm.
playing the whole season together, me, Arthur, and Junte. But the funny thing how it happened, man, was that same hard work that helped me out in high school began to transition into college, and so I was on the road, man, to doing great things, man. Ended up being the go-to back my red shirt freshman year, and then my coach got fired.
Mm.
And so when my coach got fired, man, we ended up getting a new coach, and we had our differences, man. We had some real big differences. I don't know, why, but at this time, looking back on that in my and looking back on my life and looking on what happened and all of the stuff that happened, I truly believe that all of that stuff was happening for a reason as well, because all that was a little bit of adversity, and so
Mm-hmm.
at this time, man, like I said, I was ignorant to everything. So at this time, I can just share the story with y'all now. I went from pretty much being the starting running back to not playing at all. And so instead of, at first I tried to outwork, everything that was going on in my situation, but then at a certain time, I wasn't very big spiritually at the time, but I began to try to do it myself, man. And so, when it wasn't going on myself, man, I pretty much gave up, because like I said, where I come from, man, it was always, even when I got to college, it was, okay, even though I came to D1 AA, it's still go to the league or die now. And so I slowly saw that opportunity, man, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, all the way up until the point to where, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care anymore, man. So I lost myself and I found myself going back to doing some of that same stuff that the people in my environment would do when I was back
Mm-hmm.
home, and that's cliche for all of us to when things don't start going our way, we go back and start and revert to the exact
Revert to
thing
the same
and
things.
the exact things that the people that we always was striving not to be like and start doing
Facts.
some of those things, man. And so I found myself in college, this one season, I'm getting ready, I'm playing against Texas A&M, the starting running back, playing against them, man, to my next year, I ended up, it was a series of events that happened, man, but the lesson in which I learned is that when things don't go your way, no matter, what happens, man, keep your faith and keep fighting, so at that time, I didn't know that. And so I began to, spiral out of control. And so me spiraling out of control led to me losing myself to the very same thing that I told y'all that the HBCU was the best experience that I had. It's two sides of everything, it's everything that can be used for good can also be used for bad. And so I found myself then, hanging out with the wrong crowd and, not doing any of the things in which, I was raised to do. I found myself coming out there, man, and getting lost in the sauce and, hanging
Mm-hmm.
out with people who I knew I had no business hanging out with, and even bringing some friends from back home and, family members from back home out to college to do things that I knew I shouldn't be doing, all because I lost the faith in and
Mm-hmm.
got sidetracked in what I was really there for. Because if we can remember, now looking back on it, God just wanted me to get there to get my studies, man. He didn't really care about the lead, So when I saw that I couldn't go to the lead no more, instead of focusing on my studies and focus on what it is that I thought that I knew I should be doing, I started spiraling out of control. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I ended up losing my scholarship. And so I'm sitting here at a pivotal point in my life right now. I'm
Mm.
sitting here at a pivotal point in my life to where I'm all of these miles from home. I got my GPA dropped. I had a 1.7 GPA.
Mm-hmm.
I was I ain't gonna lie, I was struggling with everything that was happening. I didn't know how to react to it, man, and I was ready to give up and go back to the streets. So I man, I got into the word, bro. And but just before this, man, I ended up uh about to have a baby now. So now I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
just from doing all of those things that I did not come out there to do. And like I said, man, God always works everything out for our good. But I ended up coming out there, and now I'm in a situation to where it's like, now what am I gonna do? I
Mm-hmm.
have, I took something that, I could have just got over the adversity, because that HBCU experience taught me a lot about life. Because guess what? Things like that is gonna happen in life. But what am I gonna
Mm-hmm.
do? Am I gonna throw in the towel and say, nah, man, I'm finna go and hustle, I'm finna go do this? Am I gonna sit down, man, get on my knees and after I pray for what I just prayed for, go and get it, And so
Mm-hmm.
after that, man, I really saw myself, man. I sat myself down and I told myself, I said, bro, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I had this talk with myself. I said, bro, what are you doing? What did you come out here for? You are right here, bro, about to, I think I owed, bro, like 10,000, however much the semester is, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, you know what, man, I'm just about to have to go back home. Like this is my senior year now, man. So I ended up having to, man, I tried to, still, chase the dream of the league, man. And so now God took that away from me, because I didn't even appreciate it. I didn't appreciate still even being on the team if I wasn't starting. You feel me? I didn't want to learn any lessons, I just wanted to do things my way. So if I wasn't starting and I wasn't about to be on the league, I don't want to play no more. And so I
Mm-hmm.
found myself, in a sticky situation, man, to where I ended up having to, quit the team, because I had to go and get a job, man, to, take care of my daughter, in which I was having, man. And so me not taking care of, the things in which I knew I should be, taking care of, again, like how I told you guys in my recruitment story, I found myself now having to lose the very thing in which I thought I loved, man. And it used to hurt me. It used to hurt me, man. But you know, I learned so many lessons, man, on that road, man, because that is where the hood scholar, which is what I call myself, was born, man. I only thought that I could run and jump and and do all of those things, man. But we are so talented, we are boxed in because the only thing that we see growing up in the hood is, people playing football, people playing basketball, people rapping, man. But I never knew that, I could grow up, and be 26 years old with $1 million company. And, all of that stuff that happened, molded me into, the man that I am today, man. I hated that I had to walk off the team, but man, God showed me that, me not, being, a good steward of the stuff that he gave me, man, it caused me to really have to settle, and have to settle again, like how I said at first, man. But he always end up working everything for my good. And so now I had to grind, and I had to, earn my scholarship back, and I had to, get focused on the books, man. And although, man, when I sit here, I think probably 2-3 years after playing, man, and I sit here and I just take in all of the lessons that I learned from that experience, man. When things don't go your way, which they won't, when y'all get to college, something is gonna go wrong. Something is gonna go wrong, man. But instead of y'all taking a route in which I did, man, and having to learn the hard way, and like I said, everything always gonna work out for your good, man. But it's some lessons that y'all don't have to learn. Y'all can learn that lesson from me, man.
And me too.
Be grateful. Be grateful of the things in which y'all have, man. Be grateful of every opportunity that y'all get, man, because take the lesson out of everything. I talk about that in my book, man. It's no losses, man. Everything is a lesson. So when I lost my starting position, man, I didn't take the lesson out of that, man. I took the other route. It's always, God gave us the power of choice, man. And so I knew the right route and I knew the wrong route. And me going down that wrong route led me on a path of destruction, man. And so I want y'all to know that whatever school that y'all go to, man, do the right thing, man. Y'all know, what y'all parents instilled in y'all, and even, people who, even parental figures in y'all life have instilled in y'all. We all know right from wrong, man. It's so important, man. I cannot explain to y'all. And granted, yeah, I'm sitting here, man, to tell the story, man, and the testimony of me making it out of my bad situation and making it good, but I made it hard on myself. As we know, man, there's people who we used to hang out with together that is not here no more. That's not no more because of the same type of decisions that I was making, man. And I just don't want to see anybody else, man, making those type of mistakes, man. So I really want to, the two lessons in which I really want y'all to know from my recruitment story. One is to, y'all don't be grateful, man, for each and every opportunity that y'all get, man, because you can make it from anywhere, man. And remember, man, it's not all about, the league, and it's not saying that's not great, man, but think long term, man. My good friend, like I told y'all, Jerome Howard, he got a book called So Now What? And he talks about, who you are versus what you do. Y'all play football, you feel me? But, I play football, but at the end of the day, I'm not a football player. I'm Devontae Ham. You get what I'm saying? You Lavelle McCullers. You are not, you are not Vel. You're not number 5, bro. You are Lavelle McCullers, bro. Because at the end of the day, when it's gonna come a time when you gotta hang them cleats up, some of us sooner than later, but what are you gonna do then? And
what you gonna do? What I just read a quote. I've just read a quote that I was reading a book, man. What are you gonna do when football is taken from you? Who are you when football is over? Because football is not a lifetime thing for nobody. Nobody plays until they die. So you gotta have a structure. You gotta have the characteristics. You gotta have something about yourself that people are going to want to gravitate to, something that you could put into motion once football is over. And like, just to touch on what you were just saying, man, because I went through the same thing. It was a little different, but I got the PV and I was the top recruit out of JUCO. I was the man. I was the quarterback. And anybody know going to a D1 school and being a quarterback is a lot of pressure, it's huge. You feel me? So I got there and instantly I started. You feel me? I started my first game versus Sam Houston, and you feel me? I couldn't. And bro, after that first game, I like, just to tell y'all a story that I only told a couple people is, I got there to my first year, you feel me? My first game, I started Sam Houston, and everybody know, like, okay, you the man on campus, you the quarterback, you feel me? But you know, you hear them stories, but I'm not really thinking about it. But I ball out Sam Houston game, bro. We on TV, national TV, ESPN. I ball out. We don't win, but we almost won. Like, we should have won that game. We made some mistakes, but bro, I can remember, like, after the game, my phone was going so crazy that it froze. And I didn't understand, like, why is so many people hitting me up, like people I ain't talked to in years, people like that I don't even know, like on Twitter, Instagram, and what happened to me was I let that go to my head. You feel me? I got caught up, like you said, I got lost in the sauce of being a college quarterback. I'm talking about girls. I'm talking about scouts. I'm talking about coaches. I'm talking about just outside people, just, you know, everybody closing in on you. And what happened was I ended up losing my starting job like halfway through the season because I wasn't focused. I wasn't watching film. I wasn't putting extra work in the weight room and on the film, on the field. I wasn't getting with my coaches and seeing what I could do. You feel me? Like you said, me and you, we was back in the room, you know, doing what we was doing. You feel me? So now, I mean, I'm not
good, baby.
You feel me?
Hanging out good, bro.
Hanging out good. So that's what I'm saying. You can't get lost up in the sauce where you're not even putting in the work. Like Ham said, the reason you there in the first place, you're not even doing that no more. Because like I said, HBCU, and like you said, is a great experience. The parties, the homecomings, the everything with it. But it's hard. It's easy, super easy to get lost up in the sauce because it's like I said, it's the girls, it's the parties, it's everything around there. So like you said, man, just don't take nothing for granted. Stay solid, stay grounded, and you know, be somebody outside of football. You're not the football player. So just to transition up off of that, you had some great success. I'm on my way to that same success, but you earned 2 degrees. You got a degree in computer engineering, and then you got your master's in engineering management. I always big up, shout out everybody who goes and gets their master's because that's not an easy journey. Like you said, we don't like school, so it's not something that anybody plans on doing. But taking an extra 2, 3, 4 years of your life to learn some more information that's going to put you on top, I always want to shout that out before we move on, man. Congrats.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate
it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to get to the real reason I brought you on the podcast. You feel me? I wanted to bring you on to talk about athletes going pro in something other than football. You feel me? A lot of people, like you said, it's D1 or NFL or die. Is if you don't make it, it's over with. We stop. Our dream is killed. But me and you, and you know, we know a lot of people that has this journey. But me and you, we didn't make it pro. We didn't get that shot. We didn't get invited to camp. But we're still doing something great. And to me personally, and probably to you, it probably feels better than making it pro now, you know, because we helping so many people out with what we're doing. And I just want to talk a little bit about your success, man, the Hood Scholar and Melanoid Exchange, man. Tell us a little bit about that.
Man, bro, first off, man, I don't even know if I told y'all. So Melanoid Exchange is an e-commerce platform that connects entrepreneurs of color with the world. And that's what he's talking about. I'm the CEO of that. And the Hood Scholar, like he said, is my book, man. But you know, we got to go pro in something other than sports. Like he said, man, it's a ticking time clock on when it is that you're gonna play that last game. And you know, it might be tomorrow, it might be 10 years from now, it might be 3 years from now. You might not play again. You know, you might go on to, you know, you might not even play after high school. And what I want everybody to know is that that's all right. You know, that's all right. Because at the end of the day, man, football, what I see football is just being a tool. It's just a tool to get us, you know, it's not a ending place to where we can, you know, say like, oh, I made it to the league and all of that stuff. Because, you know, I know countless of people who made it to the league and they made it to camp, and, you know, they sitting back and they going back. They sitting home and they steady trying, you know, this, that, then the third, but they can't let it go. You know, they can't let it go. And so I think that this is something big, man, that I always say, bro, that, a lot of people, man, who are still chasing the league dreams is, I don't want to say it because I don't want to make people to think that,
Nah, be real, bro. It's transparent, bro. It's reality.
all right, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck, bro, because the reality is, bro, it's 0.5% people go pro, so they need to hear this, bro.
You're right, bro. So I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. The majority of the people who listen on here, bro, you're not gonna go to the league, bro.
Facts.
And like I said, that's all right, bro, because you might think that that is the place in which you would want to go, and because that's how you grew up, bro. But I'm telling y'all, I know countless people in the league right now that I can call right now, and it's countless people that I know, man. It's not what it seems. It's not what it seems. That's the first thing that I want y'all to know, man. It's not an end all be all. When you go to the league, you still gonna have problems.
Even more problems.
You're gonna have more problems, different stuff. And the thing that I want y'all to know is just like college, So if you're not that top recruit, man, you just you
the same thing.
You there getting by. You get what I'm saying? You might have to here, and then you getting cut here, and then you got to move all the way over here, and then you get cut here. You gotta, and so it's a great tool, man. And I don't want to say it because, man, that game has helped me out so much in my life, man. But we have to use it for the lessons, man. We have to use it for the lessons, man.
And the network.
The biggest things in which you can do, man, is soak in every lesson, man. Football is the game of life, man. And like how he said, we are all gonna go pro in something other than sports, man. And it's something that I say, man. It's the same game, different stadium analogy in which I love to use, bro, because like how you said, I messed up, bro, but my roots, bro, were always when I was playing, bro, I was the hardest worker, bro. And everybody knew that, bro. And so, if we keep our values, man, of hard work, discipline and dedication, it doesn't matter what it is that you go on to do in life, you're gonna be successful. It's a reason why, that we doing the things that we doing right now. Because although we got off track, but it's not how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up, bro. But I say that to say, man, that we have to, take in all of the lessons, bro, because how you do one thing is how you're gonna do everything. Bro. So if you playing football right now, give it your all. You get what I'm saying? You give it your all so that when you are done, you don't have any regrets. You leave every single thing on the field. And that goes back to why I said that a lot of people are, they still chasing that dream. I know so many guys that supposed to be in the league, but they just can't let it go right now because they didn't leave they all on the field. When you leave your all on the field, and regardless of what happened with my situation, when I was grinding, I left every single thing out there on the field. So I don't have no regrets about it. I knew that my purpose wasn't for me to go to the league. But if I know that, it's something else that I had in my tank that I didn't give when I was out there, I'm going to keep trying to chase it. You got to see. I know people right now who are 25, 30, 35 years old, still chasing the fact that they think they're going to go to the league. So they're out here playing semi-pro. They out here doing this. They out here doing this. When in reality, all they're doing is wasting their time because they didn't capitalize on the opportunity when they had it.
That's a fact.
Man, bro, I can't stress how much this is. All of y'all high school athletes, everything that y'all do right now is going to translate into how the life in which you are going to live. It's the same game. It's just a different stadium. So if you work hard in high school and you work hard on the field, you're going to work hard in life. If you
preach to them, bro.
If you take it easy, you relax, you chill, you skip out, you don't touch the line. That's how you're going to live life. And you're going to be average. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be always looking for a way to get by. So like I say, man, football is the game of life. And so all of the people who you see that are successful right now, success leaves clues. Although me and you, we talked about the bad things, but when we talked about the times when we came in, we put in that grind to get to that point. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we made some mistakes when we got there. You know, that's a part of lessons in life and things in that nature. But the way how we got there, man, is the same way and why we're succeeding in life right now, man. So I want
Facts.
all of y'all to know, man, are y'all, this is a question that you ask yourself every single day, and it's one that I still ask myself daily. Did I give it my all today? Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. You know what I'm saying? So it was times you used to see me, bro. I'm out there on the field. I'm making everybody run again. We doing all of those things because I didn't know at the time, but although none of that stuff really translated into me going into the league, it translated into me now having $1 million company. It translated into me now in my industry that I'm at right now. Nobody can't work harder than me because they don't know how. They don't know how, bro. I'm a well-oiled machine from all of those efforts and, you know, the things that I've been building since I was in high school, man. So I want you guys to know that, one, man, leave it all on the field. And not only just because, you know, you want to be satisfied when it is your time to stop playing, leave it all on the field because it's going to translate in a direct correlates to your life, man, in the life that you live after you playing football.
Appreciate that, bro. And I know you got to get out of here. I don't want to take too much more of your time. Just a few more questions, man. What recruiting advice could you leave somebody, even just recruiting or life advice? I know you just gave us some, but what advice could you give an athlete who's trying to get recruited from anywhere?
Man, the first thing that I'm going to say, you know, is keep the faith. You know, that is one thing why I truly believe that, you know, I was able to get that offer, man, because I was praying on it. You get what I'm saying? And the good thing, you know, I don't know y'all faith, man, but I know my faith, man. And, you know, although it wasn't, you know, where it is now back then, man, but it was still, you know, the basis on what I set my life on, man. When everything used to go wrong, I just used to pray about it, man. And so I truly believe that Prairie View was the place that, you know, although it was a crazy situation on how I got there, that was exactly where I needed to be. So I want that everybody, while y'all going through the recruiting process, man, believe in yourself, man, and keep the faith on what it is that, you know, you see for yourself. And although even if you don't get what it is that you need, don't shy off any teams, man. Don't shy off any programs, man. It's a blessing to go to college because football is a tool to get you to the next level in life. And so I don't want any of you guys to, you know, don't be full of yourself, man. Work hard, reach out, man. Do the work. Don't rely on you guys as coaches to get you there, man. Because
Thank you, bro.
That is a big thing that if I go here, man, and I sit down in my email, man, I was doing a lot of that work by myself. It's crazy that, you know, a lot of the situation in which I had going to PV came off of, you know, Jerome showing Coach P my highlight, man. But a lot of those other offers, those D1 AA offers and D2 offers came from me sending out my tape to
Thank you.
I'm on Twitter. I'm inboxing. I'm persistent in the same way how I am in my business today. So
Me too.
I would say, man, y'all don't be scared, man. Don't wait on your coach to do anything, man, because at the end of the day, y'all are young men, which y'all about to be. You know, nobody not gonna give y'all nothing in life. Do not feel entitled. It doesn't matter, you know, what it is that you did. Like I told y'all, I was the Broward County Player of the Year, and it's hard to top that. You get what I'm saying? But I still wasn't entitled to a scholarship. I still had to get out there and do the work. And so, man, I think that's three things that I most definitely would leave y'all with. You know, be persistent, man. Have the faith, man. And what was the last one that I said? Be persistent.
Be persistent. Have faith. Man, you dropping gems, so it's too many to keep up with. Don't be entitled. Don't be entitled.
Don't be entitled, man. Don't be entitled, man.
All right, and then what advice do you have for a running back? I know you play running back. You was a great running back. If anybody want to look up your highlight tapes, it is one of the best highlight tapes I have seen. So yeah, you can look it up. But yeah, what advice you have for a running back that's on the come up?
Man, bro.
What's one important piece? So give them one thing to work on. You feel me? One key aspect to work on.
Man, bro, I think that the main thing, bro, that I think that, you know, when I got to college, bro, that I didn't know and that I had to learn over was your eyes, bro. And I think that that's the biggest attribute that a running back can have, man, is your eyes. You know, a lot of people don't really teach that. I don't know if they teach in high school now, man, but I think that your eyes, man, and your vision is what makes great backs, man. You know, of course, doing cone work and, being quick in and out of your cuts, man, that's secondary. But your
Mm-hmm.
eyes, man, if you start training your eyes to, see the hole before it's there while you in high school, man, you will get there on that first day of college and be a step above the game. I spent my whole camp when I got to college working on my eyes because I was in a wing tee and all I knew was just hit the hole. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that the most important attribute, man, for a great running back, yeah, having strong legs and being quick and being fast and all that stuff, man. But I think a game changer, man, is when you can see the play before it happens. I would also advise, man, something that I did, when I began to really get in my bag and feel and really, do play up to my potential, man, is that I did a lot of film study, man, on how to, it goes along with my eyes, man, but I knew when, to make the right cuts, man. And I studied all of my plays on how, how the plays was going to develop before it happened, and we're just working on
Mm-hmm.
my eyes, man. And that's the central thing in which I think that most definitely will make you a better back day one when you get to college, because all of the other stuff going to come, man. But them
Right.
eyes, man, it'll get you to that next level.
For sure, for sure. And me being a running back, I played running back in the day too. I do agree with that for sure. And then me playing quarterback and being around offensive coordinators and quarterback coaches and things like that. Just to give one key tip to running backs out there who's listening, man, make sure you're working on your pass blocking and you know who to pick up, because that's one key thing as a running back that will put you over the top if you fighting for battles. You picking up blitzes and you picking up blocks. So that's one key thing.
I don't even know how I forgot that, bro, because that's so important, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's crazy though, because when we was at PV, bro, we was running that
Mm-hmm.
we was running that read option, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think that I don't know, in high school, back when I was in high school, they wasn't teaching us how to properly form and how
Mm-hmm.
to block. I think that is most definitely man. You hit it right on the head, man.
Yes, sir.
Y'all get on YouTube and y'all learn the techniques of keeping that inside hip in and not letting anybody get inside of you and all of that stuff
Mm-hmm.
as well, man. Because like how you said, bro, that'll have them on the next level, man.
Facts. And then last thing before we get out of here, I just got my section that I always do with everybody on here is called What's Ham. It's 5 quick questions. Just get your answers real quick, man.
Most
So
definitely,
number one, who your favorite running back ever?
man. I say Marshawn Lynch, bro.
Okay. That's a great one to have. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer for sure. So, and his mindset is real. So for sure. Number 2, man, who's your favorite business owner? We both business entrepreneurs. So who's your favorite?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like how Jay-Z moved, bro.
Yeah,
I love how Jay-Z moved, bro. That's who I say right now, who is one of my top business owners, man.
for
Right now.
sure. For sure. Number 3, your greatest of all time in football and basketball.
So I say in football right now, man, I gotta go with Tom Brady, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
in basketball, bro, I'm taking LeBron, bro, because
Yeah.
you know,
My
like
God.
what they say about Jordan, bro. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
y'all been watching lately, man. What this man doing, at the age he doing it at right now, he ain't missing a beat.
And
And
for
I know
and for the
with
consistency
his
too.
age, when Jordan was at LeBron age, he wasn't coming like that. So I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna go with LeBron on that, bro.
Facts. And one thing I want to touch on is, man, I seen a quote about a coach that was coaching against him for the whole time he was in the NBA, bro. They talking about he's doing things that better than now than what he was doing in his prime. Like, that's crazy. When a person is out of their prime, so to speak, and they're doing things better than they was doing in their prime while they're getting older, that's a testament to grereatness, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
It's I feel like, bro, he obsessed with success, bro. And what
He
one thing,
is.
bro, I want all of y'all to go look at, bro. Like I said earlier, bro, success leaves clues, bro. Go on YouTube, bro, and look up. It's a video, bro, with LeBron when he was in high school, bro. And I want y'all boys to just see his mindset, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
once y'all see the mindset that he had when he was in the 9th grade, y'all won't be surprised on what's happening now.
What's happening now?
And
Facts.
he was in those books, bro, and he was obsessed with being the best back in the 9th grade, bro. Like sitting in the
Facts.
front of the class, bro. Like
Yeah.
trying to be the best. and not just for him, but for his teammates, man. And I think that,
and reading books too. He was an avid reader, bro. And that's one thing I know we don't want to take too much of your time though, but we both got books out. And this is not no promo or anything like that. Because I was an avid reader. You can ask my parents and everything. In high school, I was a reader, bro. I read a lot of stuff. But as a high school athlete, bro, start reading now. It doesn't matter if you're reading my book, The Recruiting Compass, that's going to help you get noticed, The Hood Scholar, or, you know, Steve Harvey books, any books that you can read, bro, get that information, because life is about information. And the more information you gain and you could put into use, the more successful you're going to be, no matter if it's the recruiting process, no matter if it's being a CEO of $1 million company, or, you know, just anything that you want to learn or you want to do or be successful at. It's in a book, and it's a reason they put it in a book, because they know people like me and you aren't going to pick up that book and open that book and want to learn that information. So make sure you're reading, man. Make sure you're reading. And then my last two questions, bro. The best player to come out of Fort Lauderdale. You got to give me that. Who you going to say, man? It's been a lot. I'm talking about a lot.
bro,
Who you going to say is the best player to come out of there?
I'm gonna have to go with Michael Irvin, bro. I'm gonna have
to go
with bro. I can't even just say anybody. I'm gonna have to go with Michael Irvin, bro.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice. You can't go wrong with that's Hall of Famer, bro. One of the best receivers ever.
It's some people though, bro. I guarantee you, bro, and I bet he'll tell you himself, bro. It's somebody out there
that didn't even got that recognition.
Who didn't make it, who was probably better than him, bro. But
facts.
I'm gonna go with the best person to ever, because I believe in, you know, it's a reason why he got there, man. I'm gonna go with Michael Irvin, though, bro.
For sure. And then the last one, man, who should I get on the show besides? And you got to help me get them too, if it's somebody that you can get.
Man, bro, I honestly, bro, think that, you know, when we was just talking about my one of my great friends, man, Jerome Howard, bro, I think that he most definitely, bro, would be a blessing to your audience, man.
Bro, if you could get him on my show, I'm gonna chop it up with you, because I want to chop it up with you about the book and entrepreneur and all that anyway. But yeah, man, if you can get him on the show, bro, I love to have him, and I bet my audience will too.
Gems for him, man. He's in the Houston area. I don't know if any of y'all, but he is a trainer, man, who helped Ryan Shazier. From, you know, they told Ryan Shazier that he'd never play. Less than a 20% chance of walking again, man. And he was a trainer who, along with the grace of God, man, but helped him get back to walking, man. He has trained countless, NFL athletes, and he, like I said, he's a PV legend, probably the best, linebacker to ever come out of PV. And also, man, in the Houston, Texas area, he has switched his focus to training high school athletes. So if any of y'all are in the high school area, in the Houston area, high school athletes, man, that's the man who y'all need to see.
Facts. I could vouch for him. And then, man, last but not least, man, I appreciate you blessing my show with the gems, man, just coming on. I know you will do it. You know, I do it for you, man. We locked in for life, man, brothers. And man, just tell them where they can find your book, where they can find you, your business, man. Let them know.
So yeah, man, y'all can find The Hood Scholar right now on Amazon. If you guys are, if y'all don't have time to read and y'all are an audio person, we are on Audible as well. You can find me at the.hoodscholar on Instagram. Also Javante Ham on LinkedIn. All of you guys, all of y'all high school athletes, man, y'all need to have LinkedIn's as well. But that's a side note. But you can follow Melanoid Exchange on LinkedIn and Instagram as well as Melanoid Exchange, man. And if y'all need anything, y'all feel free to reach out to me, man, because I am committed, man, to making sure that y'all generation, does something different. That's the reason why I told y'all my mistakes. I'm not keeping anything, from y'all, man, but I would love to see y'all go and, do some of the same things and be better than what it is that I'm doing right now. But, on y'all road to getting there, not have to make some of the bonehead mistakes that I did.
Yes, sir. And me too, man. And that's why I started my business, helping athletes navigate the recruiting process and learn how to earn scholarships to set themselves up for success. Because like you said, man, nobody wants to start college out in debt. I mean, start their adulthood out in debt with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's why I'm all about, man, setting the next generation up for success and to keep it going. So definitely love the path you on. Definitely love the path I'm on. So like I said, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much. And before we get out of here, I do want to say one more thing, man. Tell them again what Melanoid Exchange is, because there's a lot of people that need to hear this information. So what is that again, bro?
The Melanoid Exchange is an e-commerce platform for minority-owned businesses to give them, to connect them, to essentially connect them with the world. And so what it is, we have a marketplace, an app on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store that allows, minority-owned businesses to put their products out there into the world, man. And we have a huge audience of people who can come on and shop products from businesses who wouldn't usually get that exposure, man. We committed to that and educating these businesses on how they can be successful in the e-commerce industry, which, Forbes has said is, one of the fastest routes to financial freedom. But, traditionally, we were always left out of the loop. And so we solving that problem with Melanoid Exchange with not only by giving these businesses the exposure, but the education and resources that they need to, elevate and, build that wealth vehicle that they need in the e-commerce industry.
Yes, sir. And salute you for that, man. Anything else you want to give them before we get off here?
Man, bro, y'all boys stay prayed up, man. I wish it sound cliche. I know y'all grandmas probably tell y'all that, and y'all mamas tell y'all that, man. But I could stand here and tell y'all the reason why I'm here today is only for y'all. It's not for me. I didn't do anything that was so good or so gracious. All of the blessings that I'm getting is to show you guys that even if you don't go to the NFL, you can still do anything in the world, through God, of course, man. But y'all, I'm here as a testimony just to show y'all that it can happen. And so I say this in my book, man. I'm a minor character in my own story, and so the reason why he's blessing me is for y'all. And so if anybody is telling y'all that, y'all can't do this and y'all can't do that, man, it is a lie, man. I'm truly here to tell y'all that I'm from the projects, man, and the stuff that God has allowed me to go on to do because, he want me to show you guys what's possible if y'all believe, if y'all do the right thing, even if y'all mess up, man, if y'all get back on track, what he has for y'all. So that is what I want y'all to know, man. Keep God first, man. Keep praying, keep grinding, man, and the rest gonna take care of itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, I appreciate you, man. This Lavelle McCullers, the coach, Coach Vell, or the voice of the recruiting process. If anybody wants some one-on-one guidance or you want more tips, information on the recruiting process, follow me on IG. It's Cross and Crown Consultant. Again, Cross like a cross and Crown Consultant. And you can get your free courses, my ebook, on Amazon, or you can visit my website, crossandcrown.podia.com. So, man, that's a wrap. Until next week. And again, my man, I appreciate you for joining us and blessing us with your presence, man.
Love, brother. Y'all be blessed, man.
Yes, sir.